Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Rick, and we're bringing you another week of NFL trivia here on Star 6 Media. Only football brought to you by Star 6 Media. So hopefully you guys have, come prepared. We do this every Thursday now. We've moved our episodes, our trivia episodes from Monday to Thursday. And as soon as we get some people in here, we will begin our trivia, our NFL trivia. We're going to do 15 questions. If you are new to this, what we're going to do is we're going to have a question displayed up at the right below me. Got a leaderboard, and let me show you the leaderboard real quick. Got our Only Football Trivia leaderboard ready to go whenever it is that people are going to join us. But we're going to display a question. We're going to set up a timer to about a 30-second timer. And after that 30-second timer is up, we're going to make sure there's at least a few answers. And then we're going to add those answers to the leaderboard. Whoever gets them correct will be added on the leaderboard. Now, the one thing with the trivia is if you're the first one to get it correct, that is worth 2 points. If you get it correct after the first person, second, third, fourth, whatever it may be, that is going to be worth 1 point. Either way, you get points. If you get it wrong, it's not going to count against you. But if you get it right, you'll either get 2 points for being first or 1 point afterwards. Like I said, we're going to get a few people. We're going to wait for a couple more people to come in. Like I said, here's the leaderboard. Got some questions ginned up, ready to go. And if you guys are watching now, it's been a crazy free agency. We've got a couple shorts on YouTube up, as well as some on TikTok at Star 6 Media for both of those. We got Bill. Bill, sorry, dude, just came to say I got to go out tonight. I'll catch it on rewatch and see if I can guess any of them. Hope the show goes good for you and catch you on Twitter. Thanks for letting me know, Bill. But hopefully we get a couple more people in here and we can give you the trivia, and then you could let us know in the comments afterwards if you get any right. We'll still add your score to the board, Bill. So thanks for checking in. But we're gonna wait a couple minutes here for a few more people to come in. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the promo for one of our shows on Star 6 Media. It is called The Main Event. And I'm just going to let Jose and Ricky take it away.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the main event of the evening. Alongside my brother from the same mother, Enrique Contreras, I'm Jose Contreras, and we are here to bring you guys all the latest and greatest topics in combat sports.
That's right, Jose. We're going to talk WWE, AEW, UFC, boxing, all of mixed martial arts. We'll even get into the backstage stuff, all the controversy. Just make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
And like I said, we'll be here, guys, next week. Rick, we'll see you later.
All right. So, like the promo said, like Jose said on the promo, they're live every Tuesday night, and they are going to be talking about MMA, AEW, WWE, boxing, all the contact sports, all the nasty bare knuckle wrestling sports that you want here on Star 6 Media. Go check out The Main Event. They just rebranded, and that show is awesome. Two brothers just talking contact sports. So again, we're going to wait for a couple more people to show up. Try to make this entertaining for you guys. But let's see. Actually, we got one person in the comments. If you got, if you're ready for some trivia, just let me know. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about what happened NFL free agency. Big moves being made. Oh, man, I'm trying to get to the website here. Sorry. Stand by for a sec. A lot of big moves. A lot of people going to new teams. A lot of people getting let go from their teams. One of the biggest ones that really just comes to mind right now is Ezekiel Elliott. Not being on the Cowboys anymore. They signed Tony Pollard, and that's kind of where they're at right now with Tony Pollard. He proved to be really, really good running back last season, and Ezekiel Elliott has really had 3 good years, and those were his first 3 years in the league where he was actually very, very good. But it just didn't work out for him anymore in Dallas. And when you got Tony Pollard doing what he did last year, you got to sign a guy like Tony Pollard to a contract. Other than that, the Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for a number 9 pick, a number 61 pick, a first rounder next year, a second rounder in 2025, as well as DJ Moore. So very excited about DJ Moore as a Bears fan. Like I said, we're going to get trivia started here in a bit. We're just waiting for a couple more people to show up. But if you are ready to go, just let me know in the comments when you guys are ready to go. Other than that, for free agency, Geno Smith got a extension to stay in Seattle. Took him all the way to the playoffs last year. So good for Geno Smith. Niners defense getting so much better with Javon Hargrave. They landed him for, I believe, what is it? I think it was like a 3-year deal, something like that. Javon Hargrave, one of the better defensive tackles for the Eagles. And what else? Let's see what else. What other moves? Orlando Brown Jr. going to the Bengals was a huge one. Huge addition to the Bengals. Bengals ownership is just trying to continue to protect Joe Burrow. So, trying to get him as much help as possible. Dolphins added Jalen Ramsey. They traded a 3rd-round pick to the Rams for Jalen Ramsey. So they're getting a lot better on that secondary in the defense. Darren Waller was acquired by the Giants. Literally, I think it was day 2 or was it day 1 of Wednesday, the new NFL season being open or whatever. a lot of craziness happening, and it was so funny because he had just gotten married to his wife, and I forget her name, something Plum, Bethany Plum, something like that. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. They just got married, and he gets traded now to New York. So hopefully she goes to New York Liberty because Darren Waller is going to be a New York boy for the Giants. Titans are holding on to Ryan Tannehill. Raiders getting Jimmy G. Obviously is a big move. And we got a few people in the comments. So if you guys are ready to start our NFL trivia here on Thursday nights, here with Only Football, myself, Kyle is not here. We got a few people in the comments, so if you guys are ready to start trivia, just let me know in the comments. You guys do a quick thumbs up, a quick ready, and then we can get it started. Like I said, I've got the leaderboard up here, so obviously you'll have your name, have the points next to you, and then, we're going to keep this going for the month of March, and I have to get with Kyle to see who was leading from the last week's trivia, so that way we can add it to it. But we usually do a couple prizes at the end of the month. So if you're the month's winner after about 3-4 weeks, 4 trivia periods, then we'll usually try to get something out to you. That is a leaderboard right now. Again, we'll kind of keep talking free agency until more people end up showing up. The biggest news, I think, is Aaron Rodgers. And if you've caught Kyle, Only Football with Kyle, which comes live on Wednesdays. So yesterday, he was talking a little bit about Aaron Rodgers, and let me just pop a can real quick. Love it. Talking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers says he intends to play for the Jets, but there has not been a deal made yet. So we're still waiting on that deal. We're still waiting to see if any of his laundry list of guys that he wants to come to the Jets will be signed by the Jets. We know Lazard has already signed a 4-year deal. I think one of the other ones that he wanted was OBJ, Mercedes Lewis. There's just some I don't know. I as a Bears fan, I don't really care. I want Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC North, but as a fan of I don't know how to say this. As a fan of football, how are you going to do that, Aaron, right? And Aaron gets shit on a lot because he has just been shit on by the media all the time. And to a degree, like, maybe he deserves it, maybe he doesn't. But I will say he hasn't really, like, done anything as far as what he's doing. Like, I'm not going to play. I am going to play. I'm going to retire. Before the Packers acquired Love in the draft. It wasn't until that moment that he really was like, okay, well, you guys didn't tell me that you guys wanted to move on. And that's kind of what he talked about on the Pat McAfee show. He's like, if ownership would have come up to me and been like, hey, we want to move on. We think that this is probably going to be best to move on from you to Jordan Love. He said he would have been all for it. But they didn't do that. They just acquired Jordan Love. I forget what overall pick in the first round it was. So instead of getting Aaron Rodgers weapons, they got his replacement, basically, right? And that's what he went on the Pat McAfee show to talk about, is that he didn't really like that part of ownership, of how they went along with things. And, you know, to a certain degree, you got to respect him for being able to say that and being able to kind of, you know, as a player, be like, I mean, you guys want to go this direction. You guys didn't tell me anything about it. So I may or may not tell you guys if I'm going to play or if I want to be traded. You know, he may continue to play his contract out, his contract extension out with the Packers, and that just might be what happens. You know, it's is what it is. But you got to respect him in that sense that, you know, he knows what he wants, and he did that darkness retreat. He said that he spent several hours picturing him being retired and picturing him being or playing. I don't know if he said playing for the Jets or just playing in general or playing for the Packers. Either way, he just pictured himself playing for several hours. And excuse me. And came back. He said, I intend to play for the Jets. So that's kind of what we got going on now. But it's been about 13 minutes. I'll wait about another minute or two to get people in here to play some trivia. Let's add your name to the leaderboard. Again, if you guys are in the comments, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a ready to let me know that you guys are ready to play some trivia. We got Tyler in the chat. Tyler, cheers. Appreciate you coming on here, man. He's saying, hey, I said this to Kyle last night. Even without Rodgers, the Bears will still get owned by the Packers and Jordan Love. I have a hard time believing that. Tyler. But, you know, that's that's yet to be determined. We'll see if anything like that happens. I hope it doesn't, because I would hate to just get continually destroyed by the Packers. I don't know. That's just, as a Bears fan, like, I'm tired of it. If Aaron Rodgers leaves and Jordan Love somehow becomes a Hall of Famer, it would suck, but it would just be par for the course for the Packers. So whatever. But let's see, about another 30 seconds to get a couple more people in here. I've already got a couple of people in here, so we'll start the trivia in about 30 seconds. And then, like I said, I will get your guys' names up on the leaderboard right there. And as soon as we get, hopefully I get a couple more people in these next 20 seconds or so. But let's stand by for some trivia. Again, 15 questions. If you get it right, if you're the first one to get it right, you get 2 points. If you get it right, you get 1 point. If you get it wrong, there's no penalty for that. But, you know, for the month of March, you want to try to be on top, because we do try to give away some prizes. But, all right. It's been 15 minutes, so let's start the trivia, everybody. Oh, and the Bears got Deontay Foreman, so that was pretty cool. Another running back. All right. Let's go with question number 1. Who led the league in rushing last year? Oh, God, where's the time? There's the time. All right, there's the 30 seconds. So who led the league in rushing last year? A, Tony Pollard, B, Josh Jacobs, C, Derrick Henry, or D, Nick Chubb? Who led the league in rushing last season, the 2022 season? Was it A, Tony Pollard, B, Josh Jacobs, C, Derrick Henry, or D, Nick Chubb? We're getting to 5 seconds here. 4, 2, 1. All right. 30 seconds is up. If anybody's in the stream right now, let me know. Who led the league in rushing last year? Was it A, Tony Pollard, B, Josh Jacobs, C, Derrick Henry, or D, Nick Chubb? We got Liam. Liam, February trivia master, trivia winner. What's going on, man? And you said C for Derrick Henry. Unfortunately, that is not correct, Liam. I'm sorry. The correct answer is B, Josh Jacobs. He led the league in rushing last year. I think it was something like 1,300 yards, 1,300 plus, whatever it was. So he led the league in rushing. Liam, I'm going to add your name to the leaderboard already, just so, because I know you're going to be here. I appreciate you being here. But right now you have no points, and there's no one else in the chat other than you. This might be another just domination by Liam. So let's move on to number 2. Question number 2. Who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Was it George Kittle or Travis Kelce? So who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Was it George Kittle or Travis Kelce? I'll accept A for George Kittle or B, Travis Kelce. Got about 20 seconds to get this question right. Who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Was it George Kittle from the 49ers or Travis Kelce from the Chiefs? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see, we got an answer here. Kittle. Oh no, Liam. You're close. I mean, it was a 50-50 shot. It's actually Travis Kelce ended up with one more touchdown received. 1 or 2, I think it was 12 or 13 touchdowns that he led the league as far as tight ends. But those were the top 2 tight ends. Everybody else was like tied with like 11. But Travis Kelce ended up with more touchdowns last season than George Kittle. Let's move on to question number 3. Again, appreciate your participation in this, Liam. Question number 3. Which running back ended up top 10 in receptions last year? So which running back was top 10 in receptions last year? Was it A, Leonard Fournette, B, Christian McCaffrey, C, Joe Mixon, or D, Austin Eckler? Again, which running back ended up in the top 10 in receptions last year? Was it A, Leonard Fournette, B, Christian McCaffrey, C, Joe Mixon, or D, Austin Eckler? Let's see. We've got a response from Liam. 2, 1. You're saying B. You're thinking it's Christian McCaffrey. Unfortunately not, Liam. I'm sorry. It was actually Austin Eckler was the only running back to end up in the top 10 in receptions last year. So Austin Eckler ended up in the top 10. Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, and Joe Mixon were, I believe, top 50. Austin Eckler had about 107 receptions, if I'm not mistaken. 0 for 3, Liam. Come on, you got to make it up, man. You gotta make it up. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Which team stopped the Eagles' undefeated streak in Week 10? Was it A, the Commanders, B, the Texans, C, the Bears, or D, the Cowboys? Which team stopped the Eagles' undefeated streak in Week 10? Was it A, the Commanders, B, Texans, C, Bears, or D, Cowboys? 10 seconds left. Which team stopped the Eagles' undefeated streak in Week 10? Was it A, the Commanders, B, the Texans, C, the Bears, or was it the Cowboys? D. Let's see if we got an answer. A, Liam, you got it. Commanders is the correct answer. The Commanders beat the Eagles in Week 10. The Eagles came into Week 10 9-0, but the Commanders came in and stopped them after a Heineke, I think they had roughed the passer, which was Heineke, and that kind of got them to I think to end the game. They got them a first down. They were able to kneel it from there, and they ended up beating the Eagles. So congrats, Liam. There, we're going to add you. Bam, 2 points for Liam in March. Already the leader, and you've only got one right, so I love it. All right, Let's move on to question number 5. Which division had the most teams go to the playoffs? Which division had the most teams go to the playoffs? Was it A, the NFC West, B, the AFC East, C, the NFC East, or D, the AFC West? Which division had the most teams from that division go to the playoffs? Was it A, the NFC West, B, the AFC East, C, the NFC East, or D, the AFC West? 9 seconds. Again, which division had the most teams from that division go to the playoffs? 2, 1. Any answers? Any answers in the comments? Any answers in the comments? Which division had the most teams go to the playoffs? Liam, what'd you say? You said B? Unfortunately not, Liam. I'm sorry. It is not the AFC East. It is the NFC East, though. They had the Eagles, the Giants, and the the Cowboys all go to the playoffs and make it, I believe, to the divisional round. So we had 3 AFC teams, 8 NFC East teams go to the divisional round last year in the playoffs. That was question number 5. Good attempt, Liam. I appreciate it. Let's move on to question number 6. Which wide receiver had 10 receptions, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns last season during the wild card weekend? Was it A, Deebo Samuel, B, Stephon Diggs, C, DK Metcalf, or D, Gabriel Davis? Which wide receiver had 10 receptions, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns last season during wild card weekend? Was it A, Deebo Samuel, B, Stephon Diggs, C, DK Metcalf, or D, Gabriel Davis? All right. Liam, the correct answer is unfortunately not B. It is not Stephon Diggs. It is actually DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf last year during the wild card week, 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jinja, we got Jinja in the chat. Appreciate you, Jinja, coming in. And it is, unfortunately, it's not D either. It is C, DK Metcalf. He's got 5 touchdowns in the postseason, which is surprising. I would not have expected DK Metcalf to have the stats he does in the playoffs, but he's done some damage in the playoffs. Jen just said shit. All right, let's move on to number 7. Number 7. Which team had the worst and best rushing defense in terms of yards allowed? So it's going to be a 2-team answer here. Which team had the worst defense and which team had the best rushing defense in terms of yards allowed? Was it A, the Texans and the Titans, B, Bears and Titans, C, Lions and 49ers, or D, Seahawks 49ers? So which team had the worst and which team had the best rushing defense in terms of yards allowed? Was it A, the Texans being the worst, Titans being the best, B, Bears being the worst, Titans being the best, C, Lions being the worst, 49ers being the best, or D, Seahawks being the worst and 49ers being the best? So which team had the worst and best rushing defense in terms of yards allowed? Liam said C. Jinja said C. Unfortunately, it's A. So the Texans and Titans. Texans had the worst rushing defense in terms of yards allowed, and the Titans had the best rushing defense in terms of yards allowed. So 32 was the Texans and number 1 was the Titans. That one was a tricky one. So I I know it could be a little difficult. Try to make these as simple as possible. But let's move on to number 8 again. Liam, Jinja, thanks for hopping in. But let's move on to number 8. Which team defense led up the most passing touchdowns last year? So which team defense led up the most passing touchdowns last year? Was it A, the Bengals, B, the Chiefs, C, the 49ers, or D, the Bucks? Which team defense led up the most passing touchdowns last year? Was it A, the Bengals, B, the Chiefs, C, the 49ers, or D, the Bucks? All playoff teams. So which team defense led up the most passing touchdowns? All right, let's look at the answers. Liam said D, the Bucks. Jinja said B, the Chiefs. Jinja, you are correct. The Chiefs led up the most passing touchdowns as a team defense last year. Can't remember exactly how many it was. But it was the Chiefs, surprisingly. And Kyle and I would talk about that a lot, that the Chiefs have one of the worst defenses in the league, and yet somehow they're able to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and, not only make it, but win it. So it was indeed the Chiefs that led up the most passing touchdowns as a team defense. Good job, Ginger. I've added you to the leaderboard with 2 points. You and Liam are tied right now at 2 points apiece. Let's move on to number 9. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure you guys will get this one. Number 9. Who took home Offensive Rookie of the Year? Was it A, Brock Purdy, B, Chris Olave, C, Kenneth Walker III, or D, Garrett Wilson? Who took home Offensive Rookie of the Year? Was it A, Brock Purdy, B, Chris Olave, C, Kenneth Walker III, or D, Garrett Wilson? 10 seconds. Brock Purdy, Chris Olave, Kenneth Walker III, or Garrett Wilson? Who won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year? Let's get some answers. We got Liam, got his answer in. Liam saying D. Jinja, what do you think, Jinja? Gee, Will, you both are correct. The correct answer is Garrett Wilson. D. Liam, you get the 2 points for answering first. Jinja, you get 1 point for answering it correctly as well. So it was indeed Garrett Wilson that won the Offensive Rookie of the Year last. A great year. I think over 1,000 yards with the Jets, and that was with Zach Wilson and Mike White. So good on Garrett Wilson. He's gonna be a force to reckon with in the future, and especially if this Aaron Rodgers deal does finally go through, hopefully sometime in the future. I know I'm happy to get him out of the NFC North, but regardless, let's move on to question number 10. This coach came in second place for Coach of the Year and made it further in the playoffs than the Coach of the Year winner. Who was it? Was it A, Nick Sirianni, B, Kyle Shanahan, C, Sean McDermott, or D, Andy Reid? This coach came in second place for Coach of the Year and made it further in the playoffs than the Coach of the Year winner. Who was it? A, Nick Sirianni, B, Kyle Shanahan, C, Sean McDermott, or D, Andy Reid? This coach came in second place for Coach of the Year and made it further in the playoffs than the Coach of the Year winner. Who was it? Nick Sirianni, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McDermott, or Andy Reid? 2, 1 second. Time is up. Let's check the comments. Liam is saying A. Ginger is also saying A. Are those your final answers? You guys can't respond, but I'm going to assume those are your final answers. That is wrong, unfortunately. That is not Nick Sirianni. It was actually Kyle Shanahan, who came in second place for Coach of the Year and made it all the way to the NFC Championship. Obviously, the winner was Dable. He only made it to the divisional round and lost to the Eagles. But Nick Sirianni probably should have been second, at least first, for doing what he did with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. But good attempts, Liam and Jinja. 10 questions in. We got Liam ahead of Jinja, 4 points to 3. Appreciate you guys being in here. Jinja said, fuck. I know, man. It's tough. I know. I really had to dig deep for these questions. Me and Kyle are trying to do stuff from last season. So it's not like NFL history in total. It's more like last season driven. Let's move on to question 11. Question 11. Which team had more total points scored in 2022? Was it A, the Jacksonville Jaguars, B, the Los Angeles Chargers, C, the Miami Dolphins, or D, the Las Vegas Raiders? So which team had more total points scored in 2022? The Jacksonville Jaguars, Los Angeles Chargers, Miami Dolphins, or the Las Vegas Raiders? Got about 7 seconds till we got to get some answers here. 2, 1. All right. Which team had more total points scored in 2022? Was it the Jaguars, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Raiders? Or the Raiders, sorry. Liam is saying C for the Dolphins. Ginger. Who had most total points scored in 2022? Jaguars, Chargers, Dolphins, or Raiders? See, Liam is saying the Dolphins. Ginger, what do you think? Ginger is saying D, the Raiders. Unfortunately, none of you guys are correct. It's actually the Jaguars. Out of all four of those teams, the Jaguars actually had the most total points scored in 2022. Isn't that insane? You wouldn't have thought it, but Doug Peterson did a really, really good job with Trevor Lawrence down there in Jacksonville. But they actually scored the most points out of those 4 teams, at least, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Raiders. So I if that were me, I probably would have said the Dolphins or even the Chargers, to be honest. So Liam, I'm right there with you with the Dolphins. And then Liam asks, why is Kyle not here? Well, Kyle's getting some stuff done. Like he's busy with like work stuff on top of other things. So he's not here today. Wasn't able to make it in today. But the show goes on. The show goes on. Chin just said, man, I hate the Jaguars. They're gonna be scary these next few years. They're gonna be scary. All right, but let's move on to question number 12. Patrick Mahomes passing yards in week 1 with 360 yards. This quarterback was right behind with 352. Who was it? Was it A, Matt Ryan, B, Russell Wilson, C, Joe Burrow, or D, Josh Allen? Patrick Mahomes had the most passing yards in week 1 with 360, but this quarterback was right behind with 352 yards. Who was it? Was it A, Matt Ryan, B, Russell Wilson, C, Joe Burrow, or D, Josh Allen? Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen? Let's see the answers in here. We got Liam said D, and Ginger said D for Josh Allen. Unfortunately not, boys. I'm sorry to tell you. It was not Josh Allen. Wasn't even close, actually. He was 100 yards, almost 100 yards less than Patrick Mahomes in week 1. The correct answer is actually A, Matt Ryan with 352 yards in week 1. When you're the Colts, Ginger, you should actually know this. You're the Colts fan, right? Like you saw that in week 1 and you're like, we got one. We got him. We finally got our guy. Matt Ryan is about to have a stellar year with the Colts. He was right behind Patrick Mahomes for most yards in week 1 with 352. Insanity. I would have never guessed that either. I honestly would have said Joe Burrow. Yeah, see, Joey B. I would have said Joey B as well. Josh Allen probably would have been up there too, but I didn't realize that. How in the hell did Matt Ryan have that many passing yards in a game? He was absolute poop. And he was. You're right. He absolutely was. But week one was a exception. Let's see. All right. Is another playoff question. Let's move on to question number 13. Who had the most receiving yards in the divisional round of last year's playoffs? Was it A, CeeDee Lamb, B, Travis Kelce, C. Devontae Smith, or D. A.J. Brown? Who had the most receiving yards in the divisional round in last year's playoffs? Was it A. CeeDee Lamb, B. Travis Kelce, C. Devontae Smith, or D. A.J. Brown? CeeDee Lamb, Travis Kelce, Devontae Smith, or A.J. Brown? All right, we got some answers here. Liam saying B for Travis Kelce, as well as Ginger saying B for Travis Kelce. Incorrect, boys. Incorrect. These are tough. I will say the correct answer to this question is A. CeeDee Lamb with 117 receiving yards. Me and Liam on the same page. We both suck. No, it's fine. These are tough. These are really tough. Some of the more tougher ones are Kyle's too. So, we had to make it a little tough for everybody. But CeeDee Lamb at 117 yards. Travis Kelce had the second most with 98. Devontae Smith had 61, and A.J. Brown only had 22 in the divisional round. That's insane. But the correct answer, CeeDee Lamb with 117 yards receiving in the divisional round. All right, let's move on to question number 14. Josh Allen had the most passing yards with 352 in the wild card round. Who was 1 yard shy of that mark, 352? Which quarterback? Was it A. Brock Purdy, B. Daniel Jones, C. Trevor Lawrence, or D. Tom Brady? Josh Allen had the most passing yards in the wild card round with 352 yards. Who was 1 yard behind him? Was it Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, or Tom Brady? Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, or Tom Brady, boys. Let's see what answers we got here soon. Liam is saying Brock Purdy, and Jinja is saying C for Trevor Lawrence. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but both of those answers are incorrect. The actual answer is D, Tom Brady, with 351 yards. Brock Purdy had 330, 288. Daniel Jones had 301. So the correct answer is D, Tom Brady with 351. Like I said, these are tough. Jinja, you're not garbage. Don't talk about yourself like that. How dare you? But again, tough ones, right? Josh Allen at 352, Tom Brady at 351. We thought like Tom Brady and the Bucs were going to make one last run after that performance, but obviously we were wrong. But let's get on to the final question. This one is actually going to be just the question. You guys have to come up with the answer, and it's a little tough. So I'm going to give you guys an entire minute to come up with it. If you guys come up with it, awesome. If not, we'll just give you guys the answer at the end of it. But so there's a question. This year was the first time a pair of rookie wide receivers from the same college both reached 1,000 yards receiving in their first year. Who were the two rookie receivers? So, two receivers, rookies this past year, both teammates in college, surpassed 1,000 yards receiving in their rookie years. Who are those two receivers? First 30 seconds. Let's see. Again, this year was the first time a pair of rookie wide receivers from the same college both reached 1,000 yards receiving in their first year. Who are the two rookie wide receivers? And yeah, you guys got it. You guys got it off the rip. I love it. Jinja said this is too easy. Olave and Wilson, and that is correct. Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave were the first. Or were they the first? First time a pair of rookie wide receivers from the same college both reached 1,000 yards. We got that one. Yeah, you guys definitely got that one. And Jinja, you get 2 points for getting it first. Liam, you get 1 point for also getting it correct. You guys are tied after 15 questions. You guys are both tied with 5 points apiece. Love it. Do you guys want a bonus one to see if any of you guys can get it? Let me know if you guys want a bonus one real quick, because I've got a couple more in the bag ready to go. Let me look it up too, just to make sure. Yep, they're just saying we need a tiebreaker. I came in late. Liam said sure. Okay. I got to give you guys a multiple choice one too to make it fair. Ooh, which one? All right, I'll have two ready. If this one breaks the tie, then we'll keep it at that one. And if not, I'll ask another one. So this one's pretty kind of easy, but we'll see. So this year marked the most total quarterbacks to start a game. With what number? So was it A, 62, B, 64, C, 66, or D, 68? So how many quarterbacks started this year? And it was actually a record of how many quarterbacks started one game, at least one game this year. Was it A, 62 quarterbacks, B, 64, C, 66, or D, 68? This year marked the most total quarterbacks to start a game with A, 62, B, 64, C, 66, or D, 68. All right, let's see. Liam is saying B with 64, and Ginger is saying C with 66. You guys want a drum roll? Drum roll. Brrr. The answer is C, 66. So Ginger got it correct. The answer is the new record. 66 total quarterbacks started at least one game this past season. That is the new record. Liam, you said B, 64. That was actually the previous record. I'm not sure when it was set, but that was a previous record per Kyle's notes here. So Ginger, you get the tiebreaker. You got it correct. 66. Liam's like, no. So Ginger, you get 7 points. Liam, no penalty for getting it wrong, but you did get it wrong. That is the new leaderboard. Ginger got it. 7-5. He is leading for the month of March. I gotta make sure. I gotta check with Kyle to see who got questions right last week for the trivia. But that was trivia tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Ginger, I know you came in late. We usually try to start it at 5, depending on like if Kyle and I can do it. It was usually 5 o'clock Pacific time. So what was that? 7 Central, 8 Eastern. But yeah, definitely kind of come in to get early. And if there's not enough people, and I usually wait about 10-15 minutes or so to get it started. But good job, Ginger. You got 7 points. You're the leader so far this month. Yeah, well, so we're doing leaders by month now. So we're gonna do 3 or I think it's like 4 total trivia nights, and usually we just kind of keep racking up the score for the month, and whoever wins is the monthly winner. But thank you guys for coming in and taking part in the trivia. So I guess for the last few minutes, if you guys got any questions for me, what we usually do is we usually do like some Q&A. With like Kyle and I, but since he's not here, it's just going to be me, so sorry. But if you guys have any just random questions you guys want to ask me, about the NFL season, about free agency, all that good stuff, just let me know in the comments, and I can answer a few questions for the next 10-15 minutes. Hey, nice. Got the jersey from us today. Really appreciate it. Which jerseys did you get, by the way? I know Kyle sent a couple. Was it it was Denver jerseys, right? It was like some Broncos jerseys. I forget which one it was. No, Ginger, you're the best. Liam, you too, for always participating in trivia and always in the comments with us. We appreciate you guys. We always try to give back as well. I like this question. Are the Colts going for Lamar? I don't know. I really don't know. Like Lamar, the Ravens gave him the non-exclusive, so any team could talk to him. Now, with that being said, it's been a few days already. There hasn't really been too much, I guess, word about that going on. Oh shit, my bad, Liam. I'll get to your question right after this one. There hasn't been too much talk about anybody trying to match that for Lamar, or at least signing him to a bigger deal or something. I don't know what the Colts cap space is. I don't know. Can they afford like what 40 million, whatever it is he wants per year? And even at that point, right? Like, do the Colts really want Lamar? Especially because you guys are picking third or fourth this year, when you guys could possibly get a young quarterback that can maybe evolve into somebody. And don't get me wrong, I would want Lamar too if I was in a similar situation as a Colts fan or something. But say you do sign Lamar, as a Colts fan or the Colts organization, you have to give up 2 first-round picks. And even with Lamar, I don't know if the Colts, like, obviously you have, oh my God, who's your number 1 wide receiver there in Indianapolis? Something Junior, right? I don't know if you guys are necessarily going to be like instant contenders. The defense can be good. Shaq Leonard a little overpaid, I think, but it can be good. And the offensive line is what we expected it to be really good last year. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition, Jinja, but hopefully it could be better. And then maybe you guys can have a shot at like a wild card, but I mean, I have a tough time seeing Lamar making like that instant impact for the Colts as a whole to make it to the playoffs. But again, like the chatter about Lamar, not really. There really isn't any about signing him, about another team signing him for more than what the Ravens had offered on the non-exclusive tag. Couple that with like the Colts, like how kind of bad they were last year. Even if the Colts were to sign, I don't know. Looking at this logically, I would rather try to pick a quarterback in the draft, try to trade up, do some stuff like that. But yeah, Ginger, you got a Surtain jersey. Yeah, he gave me one as well. So we're going to be rocking the Surtain jerseys. Oh, nice. You got you a Wilson one, blue and white. That's awesome. Let's see. We are freeing up space as we speak. I think that Buckner may be gone and more as well. Yeah, man, Buckner. That would be a big loss. And then Liam asked, who do you think will be picked first overall? And I have to agree with Ginger here. CJ Stroud. I think he goes number 1. What he did in the combine was like super impressive. Like after that combine where CJ Stroud was doing his thing, like I heard nothing but good things. Like analysts were talking about it. Like I saw some of it like in highlights, afterwards. Like he did really well. And when you're showing off in the combine, I mean, you're going to get a lot of hype. I mean, look at what happened with Anthony Richardson, right? Like he was basically unknown until one day somebody was like, hey, keep your eyes on Anthony Richardson. He's actually a big guy, powerful guy, this and that, which was like a month before the combine or something like that. And I was kind of like, who the fuck is Anthony Richardson, right? From Florida, big guy, Cam Newton type of quarterback. But CJ Stroud definitely showed off quite a bit. The hype is real around CJ Stroud. I think Bryce Young did end up making a mistake not performing or not trying out at the combine or, doing the stuff in the combine. He's got his own pro day coming up, but it definitely, I think it hurt his draft status. There's a lot of people that are saying that Bryce Young still is going to go number 1 no matter what. But I think CJ Stroud has a better shot at going number 1 now. Liam saying, I think it could be Anthony Richardson. I think he goes top 5. I don't know if he goes number 1 overall. I definitely think he goes top 5 just because of the hype that has been built around him. Because now you have the Panthers there. Obviously, the Texans are next. And the Texans are fine, I think, at number 2. Unless they really like one of either Stroud or Bryce Young. But I think the Colts should make honestly, Ginger, I think the Colts should make a jump to get one of CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. And if not, Richardson, but I would rather go with Will Levis, if I'm a Colts fan. And the Colts are I gotta give it to y'all, the Colts, man. You guys are really good at picking like top talent in like the first round, in like the first 5-10 picks or whatever. You guys have come away just with really good picks. So again, I don't know if it's going to be Richardson. I do think it's going to be Stroud to the Panthers. And I think, man, I don't know. If I'm a Carolina Panthers fan and you told me that we just picked Anthony Richards first overall, I think I'd be pissed. I'd rather I would much rather want CJ Stroud or Bryce Young before Richardson. Richardson, like, again, if the Panthers didn't trade with the Bears and they were still at number 9 and Richardson was available by some miracle, or Will Levis, then yes, absolutely take the best available quarterback. But now that you're at number 1, you got to take one of CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, depending on how his pro day, Bryce Young's pro day goes. Like Ginger said, Liam, I think that Richardson is a combine warrior. I don't know that it will translate. Yeah, that might be true. Yeah, because some guys like Zach Wilson, me and Kyle talked about it. Zach Wilson a couple of years ago just was that, a combine warrior. Like this guy's got a big arm. Look at the passes he's making. This and that. So Anthony Richardson could very well be someone like that, but I think he still does have potential. Ginger, you said, Rick, I would take you over Bryce Young, to be honest. I appreciate that. If I could throw the ball like Bryce Young, I'd take me over Bryce Young. I think I might be taller than him now. He's like almost 6 feet tall. I'm like 5'8". But I appreciate that, Ginger. Thank you for thinking I'm athletic. Ginger said, I may agree with you, but picking guard at number 6 and Quentin Nelson is kind of rough. Yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. The line has to get better, but I think you get a guard or you get an O-lineman if you've already got a quarterback. If you guys get Lamar, if you guys offer, an offer sheet to Lamar, then you guys definitely have to go lineman there, right? You guys got a couple. So the line play has to improve. Quentin Nelson, I feel like I feel like he just had an off year last year. Was he hurt? I forget if he was hurt, but I feel like it was just an off year. But I think you guys go line if you guys get a Lamar Jackson type of player right now in the offseason during free agency, this and that. So I think that's the only time that the Colts should go guard. If not, either trade up and try to get a quarterback or settle with Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, whichever guy falls, honestly. KC, what up? KC, cheers. Said, I don't think Rick's going to make it. I'm going to come out of retirement. Absolutely not. Been retired from football. The last time I tried throwing a football, I remember throwing it around with like my friend. I honestly couldn't throw it more than like 25, 30 yards. And honestly, my arm was so sore that day. Like that and like the next 2, 3, 4 days. I was like, man, I really don't have it anymore. But that's my fault for going ham and trying to throw like 30-yard bombs or, 30-yard bombs for me. Let's see if we land Will Anderson. Is there, wait, what'd you say? If we land Will Anderson, is there a number for, I don't know how we don't take him. I don't think, no, because I think the Cardinals will take Will Anderson, if anything. J.J. Watt retired. They've got, unless they trade away their receiver. I'm so bad with names. Again, we don't do names here on Only Football, but their number 1 wide receiver, unless they trade him, they're probably going defense. They're probably going Will Anderson. I also think like you should try to get the best player available, no matter what. But also you got to look at like where you're super weak at. But Will Anderson is such a monster. I wish the Bears could get him, but I think we might end up with either going if he falls to us, Jalen Carter at number 9, even with all the off the field shit, this just might be one of those things, right, where it's like, yeah, he did some bad shit, but he might be a really great football player. That or Paris Campbell, maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba for wide receiver. I don't know. There's a lot of ways we can go, but now that we have our number 1 wide receiver in DJ Moore, I think we go either lineman or defense for sure. I'm pretty sure Poles will do that. We just signed Gardner Minshew, and I don't think he can throw further than 30 yards. Dude, if Gardner Minshew can't throw further than 30 yards, I can't throw further than 10 yards. That's gotta be... man, Gardner Minshew, man. Remember when he was in Jacksonville and it was just like, oh my God, we got our quarterback. Like, Gardner Minshew's like this Jacksonville, like, to the core type of guy, and then he just ended up sucking. It's not his fault he sucks. It's just, the league sometimes is just difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, dude. You'd be stoked as a Bears fan. I'm ecstatic. I put up a couple shorts on like all the moves that Poles has made on Twitter as well. Like, I am absolutely excited for this season. The only thing that'll really like tear me down is if Justin Fields either gets hurt or just sucks passing the ball. That's going to be really one of the only things that really kind of would like bring me down this season if like either of those two things happen. We got some good weapons. Obviously, DJ Moore. I think with DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool will be able to be open a little bit more, just be more productive this year on the offense. Cole Kmet as well. Like, he had like, I think he went 3 weeks with like in a row, and he had like a total of 5 touchdown catches in those 3 weeks. Like, that's another weapon. If everybody's covering DJ Moore, if everybody's covering this person, you got weapons to throw to. Khalil Herbert is the other guy, our running back, that I hope takes the next step, because we did just get rid of David Montgomery, and he went to the Lions. So that's going to be tough. But I just, Fields needs to be all he can be in the passing game, and just kind of stay healthy. And with the additions to the line, with Davis, obviously Tevin Jenkins is good. Braxton Jones has been doing really well. Did well last year. Cody White going to be used as center next year. I think they can improve upon their last year, especially Braxton Jones, because he was ranked pretty well on PFF. So I just hope, as long as they can continue to improve from last year, I think it's going to be an exciting years for Bears fans. And again, more than 3 wins, honestly, like I would love that, but I think sniffing a wild card would be like max. That would be great. I would love that for a wild card playoff berth. I think Fields is your guy, and he had a number 1 receiver added. Plus, you have a high draft pick. Your front office did well. Yeah, man. Honestly, 100%. Two number 1 draft picks, and that's the. I have a feeling Carolina is going to be bad this year, and I'm hoping that number 1, that first round pick next year is going to be a top 10, with Carolina more than likely sucking this year. I'm just kind of hoping that's exactly how it goes, and that way we can either add another lineman, another guy on defense, and if Fields is bad, if Fields doesn't really, I don't know, take that next step, quarterbacks are supposed to be pretty damn good next year. So maybe that turns out to be a quarterback pick. I don't know. There's a lot of things. Like, I love Fields, and I have faith in him, and I hope he takes that next step. But if he doesn't, with DJ Moore and all these other guys, around him, then it's going to be tough to kind of commit to him in the future. Cole Kmet is better than any tight end we've had. Do you think Kyle and his Broncos make it to the playoffs? I don't like Denver, but the love I felt from you guys has influenced me to wear either jersey every time the Broncos play. I love it. Appreciate that. Cole Kmet, yeah, he's been really well. He's done really well. Martellus Bennett was good there with Jay Cutler, and then I loved Greg Olsen. I loved Greg Olsen. I hated that we traded him, and he went to Carolina and just did really well. Good for him, though. You know, I always have love for Greg Olsen, but I'm so mad that we traded for him, or that we traded him. Do I think the Broncos make the playoffs? Man, I'm going to say yes. The addition of Sean Payton is just going to make the team better. I think he's going to kind of set Russ right in terms of play. Everything outside of that, having his own office, his own parking space, his own staff, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's your star player. You got the guy you're paying $240 million to. There has to be some sort of common ground that they come to. I don't think he just like completely flips him 180, right? I think it's still going to be a process. But I can see them getting to the playoffs with a wild card too. I have a hard time believing they beat the Chiefs. But I think the Chargers are going to be the next team that they really have to play really well against and beat in order to make it to that wild card. Let's see here. I'm a huge Ohio State fan, so I'm rooting for Fields all day. Love it. The Broncos. Life Tech, the Broncos. What is that? Life Tech? You're hoping the Broncos to win the division? Or you picked the Broncos to win the division last year. I think... No, I still had the Chiefs, but I think I had the Broncos in second or third. But I think so if you think you're dumb, dude, like I'm a moron for like some of the picks I've had. I said Jalen Hurts wasn't gonna make that next step, and here he is in the Super Bowl. So is what it is. That's how predictions go. They're either right or they are horribly, terribly, stupid wrong, right? But that's how it is. Steve, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining us here. I paid for season advertisement on the 50-yard line at Mile High Stadium that will read "Kyle smells like dead fish." Why you gotta come at Kyle for? Steve, what has Kyle ever done to you other than tell you he has to go take a piss and stuff like that? How dare you? If you do it, though, please let us know, because that would be so awesome to see. But you know what? I'm going to get out of here. About an hour, 3 minutes or so. Appreciate you guys, Jinja and Liam, Steve, KC, Bill was in here for just a sec. Appreciate you guys being in the chat, checking out the stream. The man does piss a lot. And then Ginger said, I could tell you for a fact that you aren't dumber than I am when it comes to football and all that, all the knowledge. Hey, a lot of this, the prediction stuff, dude, it's predictions. That's all it is. But again, thank you guys for joining me here on Only Football for the trivia and for a little Q&A session we usually have at the end of trivia. Again, we don't usually turn these into episodes. It's more like a live thing for you guys to kind of talk with myself, and then when Kyle's here with Kyle, with both of us, or with one or the other. But really do appreciate this time with you guys, and appreciate you guys checking us out and subscribing and all that stuff. I know you guys are like the ones in here that get that bell, turn on the notifications, get that little notification, you click and you're like, there we go, trivia, or if it's an Only Football episode. So appreciate that. And if you guys haven't already, we've got a little QR code here, and we've got a link in the video description to support us. We got like donations. That was to get us to Super Bowl in Vegas, to get us to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Kyle and I would bring you guys so much content from if we can make it to the Super Bowl. It would be so much fun for Kyle and I. I would just love to get a hotel room in Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, and then just go to the parking lot of Allegiant Stadium, whatever it is, in Vegas and just sit in the parking lot and talk to fans. Like that content would be ridiculously awesome. So, if you guys haven't already, check out the QR code, check out the link in the description. And we would really appreciate your support. Small donation would be awesome. And, we're going to pull it up. And if we can make it, we're going to make it. And if not, we're going to tell you guys we didn't. And instead, we're going to try to make some merch. But either way, you guys are going to get something in return for that donation. Everyone who has donated already, we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. But other than that, again, Jinja, Steve, KC, Liam, Bill, appreciate you guys being in here with me. And, keeping me company while Kyle is away for a bit. Ginger said, man, you and Kyle kill it. I'm all in to beat Liam in trivia. It's a mission. Hell yeah, let's go. I love it. The rivalries have started. But other than that, up there, you can check me out on Twitter at @andnowrick, and check out Star 6 Media at _Star 6 Media. And you can go check out Kyle at FTBL Only Podcast, Football Only Podcast on Twitter. We are very, very active on Twitter, especially during the free agency. So go check us out. Me and Bill are always shitting on each other for all the moves that have been made. So it's a fun time. But check out the QR code. Make a donation if you'd like. We'd really appreciate it. Go follow us on Twitter and go follow Star 6 Media on Instagram. We're over 100 followers. We got more content up there as well. And also check out Only Football with Kyle. Goes live on Wednesdays, where it's just more football content for you from Kyle. He loves it. I love it. We love it. And we love bringing it to you. But go subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. We would really appreciate it. Ginger said we need to have a tailgate party at either the Denver, Chicago, or Liam, who's at either of the Denver, Chicago. Yep. I think Liam's a Pittsburgh fan, by the way. You need to get that subscription where I can pay $3 a month or what the hell ever it is to be a part. Yeah, we're going to try to do a Patreon where it would help out to do like the monthly stuff. So we're going to hopefully one day get that set up. Don't forget, even dead fish need love as well. That's right, Steve. Even the dead fish need love. But thank you guys again for being here. We'll get everything set up. Other than that, we will see you guys next time. See ya!